I've got my burn blockers on because goodness gracious, there's been a zombie pandemic. There's been a million games that have come out for other consoles. There's been a lost game, a found game, a lost game, a found game, all since the last Nintendo Direct. And yet here we are being told that this is the week. My friends, July 20th is the day of legendary status at this point. And it still feels like it's going to happen. I'm going to take the glasses off.
No, you should have kept them on. You hear that? That's a direct coming. That's what that sound is. Sorry, guys. There's still construction going on in my building.
Kelios, Nate Drake, Video Games Chronicle, everybody's reporting and saying there is something happening this week. The Mario remasters are imminent. Nintendo has announced more Lego stuff. They've announced Jenga. You know what? Nintendo's just moving to board games. Anyways, we're making our predictions for the Direct that it seems like it's happening. So if it does happen, we are locked in with these predictions. Some are pretty obvious, like the Mario remaster. We're going to talk a little bit about that in more detail. And then I've got one, Gabe, that I think is a stealthily sweet idea, plus the indie scene. And of course, it's me. We have to start with accessories, so make sure to let us know in the comments down below what your big Direct prediction is. And if you want to use the cop out of the Mario remasters, I guess you can, but it's kind of lame.
Like you taking off the glasses. All right, well, what are you talking about accessories here, Zach?
I'm talking about, first hit that like button if you're excited for a Direct. Gabe, you know it's been almost a full year.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I could have made a baby in that time.
All right, straighten the glasses out. Come on, you're being a little silly. Come on, get yourself right here. Also, let's just remind people, Zach, about the notification bell. You have a whole bunch of stuff to say. Come on.
Smack that bell, subscribe to the channel, and get ready for a week of, in theory, goodness. Otherwise, put on your burn blockers. And
Microsoft is going to give us all the...
Hey, that is true. We do have hay. Oh, my goodness. Accessories. I think it's time for a new Pro Controller, and I think a Pro Controller is associated with the Mario Remaster. Look, I think the Mario Remasters are happening. It seems like at this point it's going to be a collection of 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy with limited touch-ups. It really seems like that's the word on the street, and I think they'll have a Pro Controller. They haven't really done a red Pro Controller yet. They haven't done anything Mario-themed, which seems so obvious. They did do the Mario Odyssey console with the dark red Joy-Con, but no Pro, and I think that's where we get a Pro. I want to ask you, Gabe, are you in line with the general thinking that these are going to be light touch-ups, or do you think they're doing like full-on Mario 64 is looking like Odyssey?
No, I think that's a little excessive, because I think if they make 64 look like Odyssey, they got to charge $60 for it.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it makes a lot of sense to just like put like 3 games out that are all like super like remastered and are all $60 each. Like no, I don't think that's the route that makes sense. Light touch-ups, bundle them together. I've always said that I want like a All Stars 2. Like that don't.
And that's what it sounds like it is.
Yeah, but it won't be called that. But
you don't think so?
Mario All Stars 2? No.
I think Nintendo might rely on that nostalgia. They're making a Lego Nintendo Entertainment System.
Dude, my mind will be blown if it is called All Stars 2.
I think that's what it's called. I think it's Super Mario All Stars 2, the next era of Mario all start up.
I think they like calling their deluxes and their stuff. I don't know. It'll be something.
Because you can't call it 64 Sunshine Galaxy Deluxe.
The Mario Collection Deluxe.
Mario Sea, Land, and Moon? Like
Mario Deluxe Collection? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Mario, but that's like the tentpole thing. And I think if you look at it, Nintendo has tried very hard to be one game per month first party. We have 5 months left in the year. Now, I'm going to say that the Mario Remasters take 1 month.
Wait, hold on, relax. Hold on. Are you saying that there was a game per month this year? Because if so, I missed them.
Okay, but hear me out. The second half of the year, they love to go hard. Remember when Reggie said we're trying to really have no gaps between software?
Reggie's somewhere else now.
Yes, but the memory of him lives on. And 5 months, we lose one because of the Mario Remasters. I think that's the October game. And then I'm going to say we lose a month from the pandemic problems. So that means that there are, in theory, in my opinion, 3 other titles. And I think one of them is super obvious. Gabe, stop laughing. Are you really predicting 2 games for the rest of the year?
Give me the super obvious one.
Super Mario 3D World Deluxe.
That's so much Mario.
It is so much Mario, but it's the 35th anniversary, and every rumor, we're talking dating back to Emily Rogers going over the Wii U lineup that was going to convert over to the Switch, Mario 3D World Deluxe, and everything we've continued to read is that that's happening, and that's where the new content is added. But there's not new content being added to the 64 Galaxy Sunshine stuff, but there is the 3D World.
Look, I feel, and yes, 35th anniversary, that is so much Mario, dude.
He's kind of popular, if you've heard.
No, yeah, but if you go buy this collection, like, why would you also go buy Deluxe?
I mean, some might argue that 3D World is a really good game.
I mean, I call it Deluxe, yes, 3D World, but still,
3D
so
World
then
Deluxe.
so then go get that and not like
They're very different. They're very different.
Dude, but that's so much.
So you're telling me in a world where you could have Odyssey 2 and say New Super Mario Bros. 3, you wouldn't have them both in the same year?
I don't know.
I think it's possible.
I think there is a such thing as Mario. I think there is a such thing as Mario Overload. I do think that.
So you think no 3D World. Okay. I think 3D World. You think no 3D World. Pikmin. Where do we stand on the Is Pikmin a thing anymore? Is Pikmin coming still?
Look.
Well, here let's get rid of one that I think we both agree is not. We both agree that the Prime Trilogy and Prime 4 are not happening this year.
I think there is zero chance that Prime 4 happens this year.
Yeah, zero. That and also Prime Trilogy. You want to align with me and say no Prime Trilogy this year?
No.
No Prime Trilogy.
No, I don't want to align with you.
Oh, you don't want to align. You think there's a Prime Trilogy?
I think there's a shot. I think there's a shot of that.
And why?
Because I think that they need to start getting people's minds back on Metroid. Because other than the super hardcore and the people that follow Nintendo every single day, I think that, well, I don't think this is just fact. There hasn't been a Metroid game in a couple of years. And the last Metroid game we got was on 3DS. And the last Metroid game we got was a remake of a older Metroid game.
Yes.
So
Game Boy era Metroid.
Yeah, excuse me?
Game Boy era Metroid.
Yeah. So it's a beloved franchise, but it's not as prevalent in people's minds as it once was because it has been away for so long. So if you're about to put out 4, within the next 12 to 15, 16 months, why not put the and that one we know has been ready for a long time. We know that one's been ready.
The only counterpoint to that is a lot of people have said that they're saving Metroid Prime Trilogy as a direct lead up to 4.
Yeah.
And given that Metroid Prime 4 is at least
a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, at least a year and a half, bare minimum, fall 2021 or probably beyond. That's a lot of lag between the two releases.
No. Well, yes. But it's not like you put out the trilogy and then you never do Metroid again until Prime 4. I think you put the trilogy out and then at some point you get a new 2D Metroid that's not done by...
And that is what I think happens potentially this year. I think that a 2D Metroid is far more likely. I think that slots in nicely as sort of they're like, hey, Link's Awakening was last year. Now we got a 2D Metroid this year. And it rounds out, since it's going to be so much 3D Mario, it brings another franchise in. And you know how much I'd love to have a Mario Kart 9 or a Breath of the Wild 2, but it really does feel like it's going to be Wii U ports, Mario, and then the 2D Metroid might be wow, this is the new thing we get.
I feel something Metroid coming, and this is based on absolutely nothing other than just a gut feeling.
The 2D Metroid has been rumored.
Sure. But it seems like it's time for something Metroid, right? Mm-hmm. We've heard enough about both of these things being real, and Prime is being developed by one of my favorite studios. And recently, you know this, and some people that follow me on Twitter know this, I've been playing Metroid Prime a lot. And man, oh man, are those games good. Yes. Yeah, the original Metroid Prime. Yeah. Those games are so good. I'm ready for Metroid to have a triumphant comeback of some kind, whether that's 2D, whether it's a trilogy, either one.
I think a 2D title would be a great fit for this year. But I also think Pikmin is a great fit as well. And I think I love the idea of Pikmin 4. That's a game that I would go crazy for, but it really feels like we've just been waiting for the button to be pressed to release 3 Deluxe.
That game got canceled and remade.
Yeah.
There's no way we're getting the same Pikmin 4 that
oh no
that we were once told was complete. That's not happening. So
it does feel though, picture this, a fall that includes decades-old Mario remasters, Mario 3D World Deluxe from nearly a decade ago, Pikmin 3 from nearly a decade ago, and a 2D Metroid or Metroid Prime Trilogy. In an era where PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are promising you that the future is bright, Nintendo is taking you back to when you were a baby. I
mean, I wasn't a baby.
Yeah, well, we weren't. We're old, but in theory, a lot of the Switch audience is younger or not playing games, and that's why I think there is room for one bigger new title. And I'm going to blow your mind here. We're going to sound the alarm for the pie in the sky idea here. Splatoon spin-off has been teased for a while by Fans, not by Nintendo.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
By fans.
Like, who's doing the
Yes,
teasing?
the fans. Me. Splatoon soccer.
Why?
Because it's Splatoon, it is a sports title.
No, I get that,
It
but why
fits.
soccer?
I think it just makes sense in terms of the Splatoon characters running around on basically big fields. They have different weapons that could be used in concert with their moves. They can defend with the brushes and stuff. It feels like it would work quite well. And the arena is just covered in ink. You could get different ink power-ups. You could even move as a squid to go quicker.
Sure. I mean, no.
Stop hating on my dream.
I'm not hating on it. It's just
Splatoon
that
soccer is brilliant. And if you're not working at Nintendo,
I thought we were predicting things, not imagining things.
That is my off that is my pie in the sky. Put it down on paper. If it ever happens, Splatoon soccer.
All right, I want to lead us somewhere that's real once again.
Okay.
Speaking of teases, and the person in charge of making this game has been teasing an awful lot. No More Heroes 3 is happening this year, right?
Yes.
We've been told that, so I feel like we get a gameplay segment of some kind if the direct does happen this week, right?
For more grounded titles that are not necessarily directly Nintendo, yeah, I think No More Heroes 3 will for sure be there. We saw a gameplay running in the background recently. That game seems to be on track, and I think if you're looking at sort of the more Eastern titles that Nintendo is working towards, of Bayonetta 3 and No More Heroes 3, I think No More Heroes 3 seems to be much more of a realistic release this year than Bayonetta 3, which we've seen nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we've been told that No More Heroes 3 is coming out this year.
Yeah. So I think that absolutely is a part of the Direct. I also now think that Crash 4 is a part of the Direct, given Activision's new comments where they said, we're considering, they asked them if they're considering their platforms, and they said, we are, stay tuned for more information.
That means Series X and PS5.
I think that means Switch.
Possibly, but no.
It's toys for Bob. They put every Crash release on Switch.
No, I think it comes to Switch. I think you just got to wait a year.
Not a year, man.
That's what I think.
Okay, all right. I think it gets announced.
That's what they have historically done.
I think it's a big deal, third-party, perfect fit for the Direct, and I think that's why we haven't heard about it yet. See, it all lines up. That's why it wasn't.
This is exactly what you thought about the last one. They're just saving the review for the Direct, and then that wasn't.
Which one?
A Spyro.
Yeah, but Spyro made no sense. I mean, the other games, CTR came out. I don't understand. The Spyro thing makes no sense to me. I guess just the port was causing problems. I mean, it could be a long time. I also think we get Doom Eternal date finally. I think that happens absolutely.
I forget that game isn't out on Switch. I totally forget that.
I believe is the composer or someone working with the game recently said a date's coming soon. So that seems like inevitability. I think the complete disappearance of Hollow Knight Silksong indicates a resurgence at the Direct. I think that'd be a huge deal.
I've seen some tweets, some new NPCs, and they've shown off a little bit more. I wonder if that gets surprise dropped. You think that's a big game to surprise drop? That's what I was saying. It's a big game. It's a big game. I don't know. I would love it.
They typically don't have too much of an indie focus, but I guess the other part is to predict here is, do we think this goes to be a full Direct, or as has been kind of now worryingly thought about, a mini Direct?
Yo, man, if this isn't a full Direct...
I don't think you can announce Mario remasters at a mini Direct, can you? Is that even possible? Is that allowed?
Dude, it has been almost a year. We better get a full-on Direct.
There's got to be a code of conduct that said Mario does not belong in mini Directs. That's like throwing Drake inside of a local lounge. You can't take your big guy and put him on a small stage.
You can. Nintendo can do anything.
Do you see that happening though? Mario being announced in a mini Direct?
I mean, I think mini Direct just means that there's fewer things. Yeah, I mean, sure.
That's an interesting way of looking at it, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like the content's small. It's just that there's just fewer things announced.
In my head, mini Direct means less important, but I guess in your head, mini Direct just means less content.
Yeah,
smaller time.
Zelda, man. What are we thinking? They've done something Zelda every year for a while. What's happening?
I don't think anything.
Me neither.
I don't think there's room to go deep into Mario's lore and past, and then also dip back into Zelda. I don't think we can. I don't think because the only Zelda fit would be like a Twilight Princess Wind Waker combo or a Skyward Sword.
Skyward
HD.
Sword, yeah.
And I just don't think there's the bandwidth for another old port like that this year.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you there, but whatever it is, and off of Zelda already, the unknown about this is what has me the most excited. Like, obviously we know a couple of things, right? Mario's gonna happen, like that's the big one. No more Heroes is gonna happen. I think that's the other one. Those are the two things that I can say for sure will be there.
I think Doom Eternal is pretty darn.
Oh yeah. I'm talking just like purely Nintendo though.
Yeah.
So, dude, what about do you remember Shin Megami Tensei being announced?
One of the first games announced for Switch.
Yeah, and we still, like, it's what, 3+ years later, we still don't know what's happening.
If this is the E3 show shifted, I mean, there would be, you'd think, some big surprises. I think one of those is a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. I don't think that game even necessarily gets a date, or maybe just a 2021. But I think we do get a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. I think that's the Zelda we get, not a game. SMT, like, I don't know. F-Zero just got a Twitter account, supposedly. People are digging into that.
How long has that Twitter account been around? I don't know. I didn't look into it too much.
You don't buy into the Twitter Nostradamus here?
Nah, I'm not.
We're talking about there's like a Mario 35th Twitter account. There's a F-Zero JP, like Japan, Twitter account.
Nah.
Nothing burger?
No, I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I think that, like, if it is Nintendo securing Twitter accounts, that's just them securing Twitter accounts. It happens.
There has to be some surprise if it's a full direct, right?
You'd hope so.
We've talked about things that, I mean, outside of my Splatoon soccer idea, which I think is absolute money. What's the surprise then? If Breath of the Wild 2 is shifted, I do think we get a trailer. If it is Pikmin 3 port, Mario 3D Deluxe port, and it's Mario remasters, and it's Doom Eternal, where do they go for, like, the shock value?
I don't think Nintendo's interested in shocking us.
But they almost always have at the direct, like, their big closing moment. What's the closing moment from this?
A Smash character reveal.
Come on.
But they've done that before.
That would be after all this time, and that's the big one more thing.
I mean, I think we get a Smash character in the direct no matter what.
Crash Bandicoot, like the Crash 4 announcement?
No.
That's why it's being saved, Gabe.
No.
It actually is day and date, and it's being saved. You know what else I think makes an appearance at this direct? I'm going to just throw it out there. I think Lego Skywalker Saga is there. Sure. Even though it's been announced and has a date, I think they just throw it there as their third-party support. I think we get a wheel of, like, FIFA 21, NBA 2K 21,
sure.
WWE Battlegrounds. Do you think there's any, like, shocker third party that hits the system?
No.
I think the Need for Speed title could make an appearance. The rumored, like, EA Need for Speed.
Like, that's just not exciting for me. Like,
it's not exciting, but
I don't even like to think about non-exciting things. Like,
so what is the exciting moment? You just don't think there is one?
I just told you. We're getting a Smash character. Yeah.
There's already been 7 of those.
Yeah, but Nintendo likes doing, like, it's a cool way for them to close it out. Like, there is a rabid Smash fan base. Like, yeah, we don't play it every single day, but a lot of people do.
Is there a chance that Ubisoft, who decided to say psych Nintendo at their Ubisoft Forward, is there a chance that Nintendo instead takes the lead and announces something Ubisoft, whether it is a new Gods and Monsters trailer, whether it is Roller Champions trailer, whether it is Mario + Rabbids 2, is there a chance that shows up here instead of there?
That'd be cool. I would love more Gods and Monsters information. Right? I mean, it's Zelda.
Mm-hmm. There's your Zelda game.
It's Breath of the Wild.
And it's probably not coming this year.
No, it's most definitely not coming this year.
Roller Champions is like a small one, but that game is so fun. I do hope that gets some shine.
Who knows if that game exists?
It does.
I know, but
it does.
I know, but it wasn't even mentioned at Ubi's thing.
What I wrestle the most with it for this direct is, like, how does Nintendo feel about the Mario 35th? Do they view that as their 10 million seller for the holiday season? Or do they view that as a nice nostalgia piece to honor the 35th anniversary?
I have wondered if Nintendo decides to gracefully bow out of this holiday season because they know you cannot compete with 2 new consoles.
But you can, because on a straight dollars and cents, like, decision, you already have a Switch. You could spend $60 on a great game versus $560 on a new console.
I know, but
so you can't compete stats and specs wise, but you can compete for parents. Like, hey, I can go buy my kid the big new Zelda, the big new Mario Kart, the big new whatever. And I at this point, if they're not fully redone, I don't know how much Walmart sticker value a Mario All-Stars 2 has for today's 15 to 20-year-old?
Tremendous.
Tremendous to play Mario 64. If you're 15 years old, you want to play Mario 64?
Yeah.
I don't see that being their tentpole title. If they're touched up. It's an N64 game, Gabe.
Yeah, but they'll make it modern. They will. I think.
By making it widescreen, that makes it modern?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I think that those games have such nostalgia fuel in them that they will sell millions no matter what. Like millions.
I think it sells millions, but I more and more, the more I hear that the Mario remasters are not as monumental as maybe we were initially led to believe, I think that there is room for some surprise. And I don't think a 2D Metroid is big enough for that. And I don't think like a third-party Ubisoft thing is big enough. It feels like there will be some major game this November, and I don't know what it is.
I don't really know what it is either, and I am prepared for there to not be one. But that's just me.
I guess you got to look at, like, Furukawa says that there's been no delays as of, yet. So that would lead you to believe that their plan all along was to have nothing massive this holiday. Correct.
Because they know that PS5 and Xbox is coming.
That just seems like such an oddball strategy. It's a great chance to capitalize.
Capitalize on what? All the attention in the industry is going to be elsewhere?
All the attention in terms of hardware, but software-wise, you'll still be able to put out the best game.
Mind share. Everybody's going to want a new console for Christmas because there's 2 of them.
In an era, though, where everyone is really strapped for money, especially given this year, I don't know that that's appealing to most gamers. And I think that you do put out a really big franchise Nintendo game, you have an opportunity to be the winner.
And that is what Mario is. It's a Mario game collection, Zach.
It's a Mario collection of games that are touched up from forever. Mario 64 is not something you can... I don't know. I don't know that the Fortnite audience or even the Animal Crossing audience wants to play Mario 64. And I could be completely wrong. I'm sure there is a huge crossover of a couple million.
They'll keep playing their Animal Crossing. Like, I'm sure they'll have some updates for that. Like, yeah, the Animal Crossing audience that's like a dedicated Animal Crossing audience is just solely that, and a dedicated Animal Crossing audience. I don't know if they care about much else, really.
I don't know what game I would like to go on the record with. I mean, Mario Kart 9 seems like something I would love. Breath of the Wild 2 seems like something borderline plausible. A Splatoon spinoff also seems kind of like in the realm of legitimacy. I don't know what Nintendo would be able to announce. Typically, Nintendo has used their March Direct to announce their big holiday game, giving it about an 8-month, 7-month lead up. They didn't do that. They didn't have an E3 show. If they were to announce something massive, Gabe, like say they were to say Breath of the Wild 2 is this fall, if they were to say Mario Kart 9 is this fall, if they were to say Kid Icarus Party is this fall, I don't know, whatever they have. Starfox Adventures 2. Is 3 months enough time to cycle through a massive title, or do you think that's physically impossible for them?
There wasn't much of a lead up to Origami King. I don't know. They just say, hey, it's coming, and then hey, it's here, and that's fine. I like that approach. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think here's what we do. August is 3D World Deluxe. Okay?
Sure.
September is Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Sure.
October is the Mario 35th Collection, aka Super Mario All-Stars 2.
Okay. And
November we get a big surprise.
Hey, you like getting your hopes crushed. I just don't have to.
Roll me through the count. Oh, we also get a new Joy-Con set. I think they like the pastels. I think they might go with pastel again.
Dude, I think the Pokemon like DLC.
Oh my gosh, Pokemon Snap is this fall.
Okay. It's this fall?
It's this fall.
Okay.
So there you go. They said,
yeah, I think, yeah. There's your big surprise. Like that. There's your big game.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. We went 25 minutes without talking about Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, I got you.
Let's talk Pokemon Snap. I think that is also assuredly here.
Pokemon likes doing things on their own. Like they like their Pokemon
directs. But Nintendo also knows that's a huge draw for their audience.
Yeah, it is.
It's such a weird year then. Last year we kind of like lumped it all together and called it like the 3DS hit Switch. And now this is what the past hit Switch. Old Mario, old Pokemon. I mean, it's a new Pokemon Snap, but like based on like it's N64 hit Switch is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
N64 and GameCube hit Switch. What about an eShop title? What about a Nintendo published eShop title in the vein of like Box Boy plus Box Girl? I've always thrown out the idea of a Mario versus Donkey Kong. You know, they just put Donkey Kong Country on the Switch Online service. I think that's something that supports the year of Mario and could release for $20 in the eShop to pretty good success.
Yeah, look, Nintendo has yet to do anything themselves with their big franchises as eShop exclusives. We got Cadence of Hyrule, but that wasn't them.
Right.
Like, they kind of just let someone borrow their IP. I would love if they did that again, just like let a cool indie developer borrow their IP.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that they themselves are out there trying to make small games out of their big franchises and sell them for very little money.
Yeah, that's a good point. So maybe if they do anything, it's more in the line of like Pushmo or I guess Box Boy, something that's a new Chibi Robo.
They gave me Snipper Clips.
A new Snipper Clips? Snipper Clips 2?
Yeah. We got Cut It Out together. That was a cool little expansion. I want Snipper Clips 2. Yeah.
Snipper Clips chop it up and they get knives.
I love Snipper Clips so much.
Snipper Clips is really good. Yeah. Snipper Clips has had enough time to like be good again.
Yeah.
That would be pretty neat. Anything Nintendo Switch Online?
I was about to ask you that. Like, are we done like hoping for like N64 and GameCube games?
It's such a slow release.
Yeah, nah, I'm not.
The pacing is pathetic.
I'm never touching those. I almost opened up Donkey Kong just because like I like Donkey Kong, but I was like, I don't know.
It's the way that they run and the whole like saving, like it's all done so well. It'd be so nice to have more. When we see Microsoft pushing their Game Pass so far, it's like, why is Nintendo not pushing their Nintendo Pass? It would do so well.
Yeah. Sell me a subscription service where I can go play all your old games. I'm there.
But then you can't do a Mario Remastered collection if that's what you do. So yeah, you got to pick and choose. And if you think that they're going to sell millions and millions of this thing, which I agree, maybe not as many millions as you think, but millions, then you're leaving $60 times 7 million on the table instead of, a few million paying for your $10 subscription.
Yeah.
But long term, that subscription is lucrative. So it's silly to me that Nintendo hasn't woken up and realized it.
They offer no value for their online subscription. It costs so little just so you to like play online. Like Xbox keeps adding value. You and I have thoughts about Xbox that we won't get into here, but them adding like Project X Cloud, like they continue to add value to their service, whether it's services that we will use or not. That who knows. But yeah, I don't think Nintendo's interested in that. I think they have their old games, and you're paying to play online, to play Smash and Splatoon and all of these things online. That's the reason you're paying this low entry. Like all these older games that you can just like quickly play are just like bonus incentives.
It feels like this is their shot to maybe though remind people about it, and maybe they do that with another Tetris 99 style game, something of that sort.
Could be.
I would love to see Nintendo Land converted into an eShop title for Nintendo Switch Online. Just like a mini game, like a little mini game collection we played online. So like it's like, hey, we couldn't figure out Mario Party online, but we do have Nintendo Land online. Here you go.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I mean, like there's a lot of stuff that Nintendo hasn't touched on yet that it'd be great if they did. You and I both like Mario Golf and Mario Strikers a whole lot. How cool would something like that be? I would love something big multiplayer for the end of the year, right? Because we talk about Mario, we talk about Pokemon. None of that is multiplayer focused at all. And there is a great stable of free-to-play games on Switch right now. Ninjala recently hit 3 million. Good for them.
Congrats, yeah.
Right? And Fortnite and all the big ones. Apex coming. Maybe Apex gets a little bit of
probably a little love at the direct, yeah.
So, but something Nintendo multiplayer, right? Because Splatoon, we're kind of getting like V2 of Splatfest. But not that the game's like dead, because there's still a ton of people and you can play like very, very easily. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like we had ARMS. That was a cool, fun multiplayer experience. We had Tennis Aces. That was a cool, fun multiplayer experience.
If you want to talk about something that could get announced, because in theory, if they're going to do directs once a year now, then they should probably tease some things for 2021. And I think Breath of the Wild 2 is that big moment. But there is the potential for a new IP to show up that is like an early 2021 title. And I could definitely see that happening, a multiplayer new IP.
What's up, Damon X Machina? I know that's not multiplayer.
No, and also,
and I know that's not.
Please.
Yeah, no, I know.
I do think, inevitably we will get another Mario sports game. Inevitably we will get some Splatoon. But like a new IP would be really invigorating. It doesn't seem like it's happening this year.
The Olympics got pushed to next year. Maybe it's a chance for another Olympics game.
We have Mario and Sonic. So
I
it's
know.
already out. That thing's going to become a relic. The 2020 Olympics, what are those? What a year. No, I do think we get a 2021 tease in this. And to me, Breath of the Wild could hog up all that airspace. But it would be super nice to see some sort of new IP emerge, even if it's a tease. It's just like, how much can you pack? We always kind of think about like, oh, they got eShop and they got NSO and they got third party and they got first party. It's like, this thing will not inevitably be able to hold it all. And for better or worse, the things you know about are going to take up majority of the time. The Mario remasters, the Wii U ports, right? That is going to be a hog. The Doom Eternal discussion, the the 2K stuff, the No More Heroes 3, like that is going to be a time sink, and therefore you have these gaps that could get cool things.
Well, I already know what some of those gaps are going to. Like Bravely Default 2 is coming.
We got that as well.
That's a few million dollars, not a few million dollars, excuse me, a few million seller right there.
A few $1 million, yeah.
Yeah, no, but aside from that, we always get some more like Eastern games, right? That are like kind of weird and not always up our alley. But we'll get a couple of those, I would assume.
So now, like Nintendo, I mean.
Also, people keep forgetting, and we recently got a article about this that wasn't so good. Crystal Chronicles is coming out in August.
And it does not have local multiplayer.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the article that wasn't so good. But
So now you're looking at Mario Remasters, Mario 3D World, Bravely Default, Pokemon Snap, and we might be done.
I'm telling you, I don't think that there's a ton new for this year.
But then some of the time must be dedicated to 2021, and
no, because they come right back in March with a direct. November.
You have to tease that stuff because they usually use March as a big month. So I think there's absolutely a Breath of the Wild 2 saying, because I think that game is absolutely releasing in the March-April slot next year.
I don't think that that's necessarily true.
I think that game is holiday 2021?
It could be.
No way, dude.
Could be.
I think that they need to lay the groundwork for their next Animal Crossing type title. And no matter what you think about the Mario Remasters, that is not it.
Dude, they have gone a full calendar year almost without a direct. They don't care to lay groundwork for anything.
But if you look at their releases, we're talking a major new generation of Pokemon. We're talking a Smash Brothers Ultimate title. We're talking a Mario Odyssey, a Breath of the Wild, and Animal Crossing. They need and will have some substantial title to anchor this direct, and I don't think it's the Mario 35th Remasters.
I think that's how they look at it.
I really hope that they look at it differently.
I mean, we'll see. It's just that, and I don't even think this is negative because I think this is all phenomenal, right? I think Bravely Default is going to be great. I think the Mario collection is going to be awesome. I think Pokemon, can't even
Rumors
say.
of World Ends With You 2.
That ended up just being the anime, man.
You think that's it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. But there is a lot of cool stuff coming. Like there is. Like I want to play Pokemon Snap. I will play Bravely Default 2. I will play this Mario collection. Like they got me covered for the year.
I just think you're right though about, and you said it yourself about the multiplayer titles. I'm not saying it has to be multiplayer.
Yeah.
But there is nothing there that screams the next, wow, this is the best selling Switch game. None of those titles do that. Guaranteed.
I know, but Mario. But
Mario is not eclipsing Animal Crossing. It's not even close. The 35th anniversary? No way.
Animal Crossing was some anomaly, first of all.
But Smash Brothers is also an anomaly. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was an anomaly.
No, they're not. Those are expected to sell like that because it's right, Mario Kart and it's Smash.
What is their next game that crosses the 20 mil threshold?
Well, I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
Breath of the Wild 2?
It won't be in this direct.
I don't think that's 20 million, but
no.
Of course. So then where does this is our next big thing? Because at this point, Smash Brothers is almost 2 years old.
It's thriving for them. Like
it absolutely is, but I think they lay the groundwork, whether that is Mario Kart. I mean, Breath of the Wild is not a 20 million seller, but it still carries the cachet and the...
But if we're being honest, and we said this wasn't going to be a 40-minute conversation, we just turned it into one, but that's cool. All right.
There hasn't been a direct for a year. This can be a year-long conversation for all I care.
When have they ever laid the groundwork other than announcing Metroid prematurely?
No, announcing Metroid prematurely, announcing Mario 9 months before it comes out, announcing Smash Brothers 9 months before it comes out, announcing Pokemon 9 months before it comes out. They go early, and they haven't yet. And I can only imagine that's because of either their changed philosophy, as you believe, or the pandemic and their plans have been massively shifted, and therefore we're at the cusp of finding out what is next big for Nintendo.
I hope something really cool happens.
I hope so too.
because like I
Putting
keep
my
telling
burn
you,
blockers back on so I don't get burned with all this hope.
I keep telling you that there's 2 new consoles coming, my dude.
And Nintendo has the most successful console currently, and they will not leave that user base to dry. They don't want them to go buy another
They just
console.
did for a year, Zach. Origami King is out. You don't know what their next release is. What do you mean they're gonna?
Animal Crossing was massive.
Sure, yeah, I know, but like I'm saying, like for like a direct, we haven't had one for a year.
Right.
They're perfectly fine with leaving you out to dry because they just did.
But I think this is an anomaly rather than their new
They don't
course.
have Zach. You don't know a release date for a Nintendo game that's coming up.
I don't. But I think this is an anomaly, not a new identity. I don't think Furukawa and Doug Bowser are like, guess what? Nintendo's new strategy? No dates. That's not the plan. This is an anomaly.
No, I mean, regardless, I think it's gonna be fantastic. I think look, I'm very excited for the direct.
All right. Final lightning round predictions. Just give 3 that you think are for sure going to be there. I'll let you go first so we don't overlap.
All right, I think we'll see a little bit of Bayonetta gameplay. That game is not coming out this year, but I think we see some gameplay. I think that's next year. I think that we see a franchise that we haven't seen on Switch yet come to Switch in some fashion. Whether that be like something like people love Kid Icarus, like F-Zero. There's things like that. Yeah, correct. I think something that we haven't seen on Switch yet. Maybe that would be like the next big thing where, as you say, they're laying the groundwork. And something multiplayer. I don't know what that looks like. In my heart, I hope it's Splatoon 3, but it won't be. I'll take the spinoff. Yeah.
I think that we get a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. I think that we get a new IP from Nintendo. And I think we get a crossover title with a big third party in the way that we got Mario plus Rabbids. Whether that is actually sharing the characters or like, hey, this is a Nintendo Switch exclusive of a big idea from, such and such.
I have a question. Besides ARMS and Splatoon, what was the last new Nintendo IP?
Sushi Striker.
I don't know if that counts as a Nintendo IP, but
You mean like something? I don't know.
yeah, no, like ARMS and Splatoon, like that's Nintendo. Sushi Striker
Those
is not.
stand out because they were such risks. I mean, it's one per console generation at this point.
Yeah,
We're done.
Yeah.
No new IP. No, we're gonna get it. What I want most is a new Mario sports game, and I don't think we get it whatsoever. Not at this one. Too much Mario.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong as well. There's inevitably a lot to be wrong about. We might be wrong about the whole dang thing. So this whole video could be for nothing.
No. We cannot be wrong about the whole thing. Pokemon's happening, right?
Stuff is being announced. Like whether there's a direct or not, stuff is getting announced this week. I think that is inevitable. I think that even if we don't get a direct, I think Nintendo goes to Twitter and says Mario All Stars 2 is coming this fall.
Zach, what if 7 days from now we meet up again and they haven't said a word? Dude. What do you think then?
Then we're having a very different conversation. And then we're saying that what is going on at Nintendo?
So much for groundwork being
Did someone kidnap Miyamoto? I know the man. I need to talk to him. Is he okay?
I miss him.
Maybe they'll give us a teaser for the Mario movie.
We haven't seen him a lot recently at all. When's the last time we saw him?
He's working on the theme park, man.
No, like sure, like I understand he's busy, but like we haven't seen him for a minute.
They don't do the showy Nintendo press conferences of yesteryear, so they don't bring him out to do his Wiimote stuff. That hasn't been a thing for a while, for better or worse. All right, guys and girls. Let us know in the comments down below your big predictions for the show. Hit that like button if you're excited for the hope, the promise, and the probability of Nintendo announcing stuff this week. I think we get a show. I hope that we're excited. Gonna definitely react to it and have you all covered as soon as that drops. Until that time, Gabe, thank you for sharing all of your pessimism and positivity. Appreciate a little bit of both there.
Yeah,
and, I don't know. I believe in this company. I love this company, and I hope they will.
To be fair, I believe in them too. Yeah. I love them more than any other company. Like Sony is like making amazing games right now that can't be touched by anyone quality wise. But Nintendo will always have that place in my heart. I am a Nintendo fanboy, like I am. But I also believe in when someone's telling you something, by not telling you something, you should listen.
But it's just building for an explosion.
That's cool, but I also just don't want to be let down.
Have you ever seen a passive-aggressive person blow up? This is Nintendo being passive-aggressive. We got no games. We're irrelevant. Nothing's happening.
Remember when the Microsoft showcase where they showed the first Xbox Series X?
Dude,
wait, hold on.
Do not compare Microsoft and Nintendo in terms of their marketing moves, because Microsoft has no clue what they're doing.
But remember when that happened? Like, first Series X gameplay. Like, how could they possibly mess this up? And then we see mobile games.
I mean, there's a reason why the Switch is a bestseller and the Xbox is not even making a new console.
They're making a new console. Hush.
Let us know your take in the comments down below. Have a great week. Please stay safe and stay smart and out there. One of the things about staying smart is you got to get your blockers on. You can't commit to this too hard. I'm really getting to that point of like no turning back, so I'm going to block up. Don't want to get burned.
I want to tell people that, I mean, you haven't seen it, but I'm sure some people in the audience have. Zach reminds me so much of that kid in Big Daddy right now, where like Adam Sandler tells him like to put the sunglasses on because the kid's like so shy, and then he puts the sunglasses on so that he could just like be himself because he's invisible. I don't even know what I mentioned.
Mine's kind of the other way around. I'm trying to like restrict myself by the glasses, but you know, hey.
You are the kid from Big Daddy.
I am the kid from Big Daddy, and I hope that Big Daddy Nintendo drops a direct. Until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. We love you a lot. For myself and Gabe, SwitchForce out.
I thought you said it was going to be 40 minutes, dude.